What's going on, you sexy beast? Welcome once again to another edition of Drathamus Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about the new Planetside 2 patch. At this point in current time, it is not quite so new. It came out this last Thursday at about 1 in the afternoon. Servers came back up later that night. And today being Sunday, it's been out a couple of days. But still, I wanted to go over it, give my thoughts and opinions on it, and about the new awesomeness that is AMERISH. So, this newest patch obviously brought out AMERISH, which is just absolutely amazing. If you haven't played it yet, then you'll be checking it out now. Going to be seeing some awesome trees, a new color palette. It's got green in it. That's kind of new to Indar and Esamir, so we got that awesomeness. We also, with this patch, not quite a new thing, or I have no idea what I'm talking about, but the new capture mechanics, so to speak, the new base layouts. The entirety of AMERISH is designed with gameplay in mind, which is kind of what they were trying to do with Esamir, but they accomplished with AMERISH. Indar is like, they have no idea what they're doing. Well, obviously they know what they're doing, but Indar was the first iteration, Esamir the second, AMERISH the third, AMERISH being a lot better. Just with how the bases are set up, how vehicles are actually limited solely due to terrain. It's not a gameplay mechanic, it is a environment mechanic. So the tank spam now is a lot less. You can actually shoot people now, which is interesting, instead of just shooting tanks all the freaking time. So there's that. But one thing that I'm not quite liking is when you get off of a point, if you're attacking and trying to capture a point and you get off, it's still going to neutralize itself and recapture itself into the attacker's favor, which I believe has been stated as a gameplay mechanic to make attacking bases more difficult. But that sounds more difficult for the defender's point of perspective, because you have to have more people just to camp those points and do absolutely nothing, just to make sure those points don't neutralize themselves without any outside assistance from the defenders. Anyway, let's step into the patch notes. Falling damage has been reduced slightly. That's you can't really notice it that much, but pain fields are back in the game. That's a good thing, or at least I believe it is. Pain fields are going to be when, say, two defenders are losing a base, they put down a turret in their spawn and just wait until the other team starts spawning in that base once they capture it. Those pain fields are going to, like, kill them just like that. Well, not really, but over a course of like 1 or 2 seconds, yeah, they'll die unless they get out of the spawn room. That's just so you don't have people camping in there getting like 800 kills and just in general being an asshole. Respawn timer has been increased by 4 seconds. That's another one of those things that's not really noticeable. The big thing that I've noticed is a lot of new certifications are back in the game. So you can get a lot more weapons now, or not quite more weapons, but they're listed. So there's that. Attachments for weapons are no longer in the certification tree line. You can just pick whatever you want, and the pricing of said attachments have been adjusted, each one being about 48 certification points, which is not bad. I kind of like the cert tree myself. So once you unlock that big, awesome scope, somebody knows that you spent a lot of time using it. But that's just my personal opinion. This one's obviously a step in the right direction, since that's what most people want, and that's what they're getting. Anti-air has been taken aback a lot, since most of the watchtowers on Indar have about, like, 8 anti-air freaking turrets on it. And the most that I've seen on AMERISH have been about 2 or 3, including the Phalanx anti-tank turrets. So that is a lot better. If you hop in a Reaver, Scythe, Liberator, Galaxy, whatever, you're not going to die right when you get outside your warp gate, because there's 5,000 anti-air turrets that see you across the map that are going to shoot you down alright, just immediately. Countering main battle tanks are going to be a lot easier now, since air rocket pods, C4, and tank mines do a lot more damage to them now. Gate shields that would normally just hold back vehicles will also stop projectiles now too. So if you think that you can snipe that person that's taunting you on the other side of a gate shield, like at Zervan Amp Station on Indar, that's not going to be the case. They're just going to chill there and laugh at you because you're trying to shoot them and the bullets don't go through that. max anti-vehicle weapons are going to be a lot stronger now. They're going to act more like the actual tank weapons themselves. So you're going to have a lot of damage, but you're only going to be able to shoot once or twice in the case of the Prowler, and then you're going to have to reload, but it deals a lot more damage to counteract that slower rate of fire. And I believe they will also have less of a drop, because I know whenever I played a max with anti-vehicle weapons, I'd have to aim up a lot to counteract that shot arc. It's pretty interesting. The big buff to New Conglomerate, it's going to be the pistol. It's now a lot more accurate, but it reduced the bullet size by 2. There's a lot of weapon balancing, increasing recoil, and reducing recoil, reducing horizontal drift, increasing vertical drift, whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to cover it all because that'd be boring, and that's a lot of names like AF-19, GD7F, AF-14, and then EM1. That's just boring stuff. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out. More weapon adjustment is going to be the semi-auto sniper rifle. They deal less damage at a hip fire range, but the time to kill is still going to be the same. So this would be, it's still going to take 2 bullets to kill somebody, regardless if you're at point blank. It's still going to take 2 bullets, but that first shot is not going to be as devastating to the player's health. So it's going to go through the shield, but it's not going to deal as much health damage. So if that player does kill the attacking infiltrator, he's not going to be at such a large disadvantage. So it's still going to take 2 bullets to kill, but each bullet's not going to deal as much damage, if that makes sense. And accuracy is a lot faster when firing, is lost faster when firing from the hip. So the little crosshairs are going to expand out a lot further when you immediately start shooting. And the big things, which are going to be for vehicles, critical fire damage has been reduced by 50%. That's a big thing. Once you got caught on fire, you were immediately dead in your tracks. Unless you had the fire suppression system, then pretty much the next pistol bullet would pretty much take you out. So that's going to be pretty sweet. And defensive turrets, the anti-vehicle weapon, the anti-vehicle phalanx turrets are now going to have larger splash area of effect, and the anti-personnel phalanx turrets are now going to be more accurate. Now, composite armor is available for the Liberator and Galaxy, so now they can take less damage from flak, which I don't think they normally can't take damage from small arms fire, so that part is not going to be even worried. The big things for engineers now, repair tools have a heat mechanism, just like a phalanx turret or the mana turret. The more you use the repair tool, a heat gauge will fill up. So this is to limit 3 or 4 engineers is camping behind a tank, and that tank can just be repaired forever. And that can be reduced. The heat amount can be reduced through the default certification. So if you have the certification for the repair tool, the reduced heat should automatically be applied. Nanoweave armor got a kind of rework. I don't know if it's a rework, but they actually went out and stated what it does now. Instead of, oh man, you take less damage, it now actually reduces or increases the amount of health you have by 25%. So once your shields are down, then nanoweave armor will be taken into effect. That nanoweave armor is not going to affect your shields in any way at all, just once your shields are down. Which that would be helpful with the change to the resist shield for heavy assault, which now it does not reduce as much as it used to, and the effect of it will now give you a hindrance of movement speed, just like the normal nanite mesh generator. And the nanite mesh generator shield strength has been increased a tiny bit to bring it back in line with the resist shield, because now the resist shield and nanite mesh generator are different, but they're both just as strong. And ammunition packages, for me, since I play engineer a lot, is a lot more confusing now. There's actually a progress bar that shows you the cooldown time of it or whatever, but now I can't place it on wherever the hell I want to. You have to place it on a perfectly flat surface. And another big thing is the change to the font. The font of the game has finally changed. Everything is a lot more crisp. It's a lot more readable. It doesn't hurt your brain or your eyes whenever you try to read it. It's just a lot better now. So overall, I believe this kind of popped the game up to release ready. I know there's still a lot of bugs, like mountains that are just chilling out in the middle of nowhere for no apparent reason. And that's about the only thing I could find. There's still quite a few bugs like spawning underneath the world, but this brought the game up to release ready, in my opinion. We got the big continent, big balance changes to all the guns, make them all feel different, and overall just polish the game more because it looks fantabulous. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Please rate it up if it was awesome, and subscribe because I know you're sexy if you're not subscribed already. What are you waiting for? It's free. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.